Hello, welcome back to So Long Saturday with Johnny Tiger. This is February 19th, 2022. Hey. Um, so, you can tell by the title that this will be the last episode before the show goes on a month-long hiatus. As I've been announcing all week, I'm going to stop production for about a month to do some behind the scene organizing, categorizing, making some playlists, just to make things a little bit more neat and tidy because of the massive amount of video we have on this channel right now. But before I bid you this temporary so long and farewell, this is just fail. This is just see you later. It's definitely not goodbye. The show will come back into full production in April, and who knows? If I just can't resist myself, I may add a little bit of this, a little bit of that in the interim. Meanwhile, this is a good chance for you guys to check out the newly edited playlist. There have been quite a few that have been completed so far. So look at the playlist under this channel, and you may find something surprising and something of your liking. So as a parting shot, I'm going to tell you guys a story that I told on Facebook this week. I only heard this story like last week, and even though it is formatted like a story for children, I personally found that it is a very good little bit of soul-searching material, wisdom, a little bit of reminder, if nothing else, because the moral in this story is something that a lot of us really, really, at our heart of heart, in our heart of heart, know already, but quite often we forget. Quite often we are so eagerly chasing the latest fab, chasing the latest trend, following the latest motivational speaker, inspirational speaker, watching the latest Johnny Tiger video, keeping up with the Joneses, and we forget that sometimes, well, uh, we'll use that for the end note for this video. um, but before I tell you the story, let me quickly say this. Johnny Tiger has trained many, many people, sighted people, blind people, people with other disabilities, in especially the last 10, 15 years of my life. And once every so often, I, I would come across someone who did their utmost to imitate me in their martial art, in their mannerism, in their uh, behaviors, and so on and so on. Now, while they often say that imitation is the greatest form of flattery, I usually try to discourage this behavior. I remember in my Krav Maga group, there was this young guy in his 14, he was 14 or 15, very smart, very bright kid, and he thought that I was some kind of a superstar, and he thought I was the greatest thing in the world. And he started to tailor his own techniques and fighting behaviors, mannerisms after me, including copying a lot of my moves and the way I would perform them, almost to the T, almost like he uh, go home and practice how to fight like Johnny Tiger. I remember having so many conversations with him, telling him not to do so, telling him why he shouldn't do that, telling him why he shouldn't copy me. I wish that back then I had this little story I'm going to share with you guys today to share with him. Maybe then it would make sense to him why I did not want him to copy me. Because I think even after our many conversations, after many times being lectured by me, he still didn't quite get it. So, once upon a time and far, far away, there was a white kitten and an orange kitten, and they were best friends. White kitten and orange kitten would spend their every day playing and wrestling and tussling and chasing butterflies, having loads of fun. The white kitten's mama cat, white mama cat, didn't like that. Uh, she would constantly nag white kitten. Well, why don't you spend some time, go sit on the fence and see what our very successful neighbors are doing with their time. Maybe if you watch them and study and copy them and do what they do, maybe you would be successful like them rather than being just someone who play all the time like your orange kitten friend. She nagged him day and night, and finally the white kitten had enough of it. Maybe Mama's right, he thought. Maybe she has something. Maybe I should do what she says, and I can become successful, and she can stop nagging me. So White Kitten said to the Orange Kitten, "Hey, I'm not going to play anymore. I'm not going to chase butterfly. I'm not going to wrestle. I'm going to go and sit on the fence and watch and learn from people who are successful, and I'm going to become successful too." Orange Kitten was very sad, but there was nothing he could do about it, so they parted company. White Kitten sat on the fence every day, just watching the neighbors, copying, memorizing. First, he saw his neighbor, Mr. Smith, who was a potato farmer, putting potatoes in the ground. And then he saw the other neighbor, Mr. Johnson, who uh, was a carrot grower, putting carrot in the ground. And he saw them burying the carrot and the potato. And every day they put water on the ground. He didn't understand what they were doing, but he believed that his mother told him to watch for a good reason, so he sat and watched and learned. And about half a year later, to his great amazement, Mr. Smith got more potatoes, and Mr. Johnson got a lot of carrots. "Oh, is that how you do it?" said the White Kitten, thinking that he now understood the key to success. So he went off, looked around, found a dead rat, and he buried the dead rat in the ground, and he started watering the ground every day. He did that for a whole year, and you guessed it, he got nothing. On the other hand, the Orange Kitten kept up with his playing and wrestling and chasing butterflies every day, and a year later, he became the best hunter in the kitty cat tribe. He became very successful. I think if there's one takeaway from today's little children's yarn, is that sometimes if we just blindly follow other people's example, if we just copy and copy without a basic understanding of what is it that makes us unique, what is it make us different from those people, we can copy everything they do, and in the end, we're still not going to get where we want to be. Some people, after reading the story, came back on Facebook and said, "Well, yeah, but the kitten didn't copy everything they did the, because he planted a rat. If he planted something like a potato, then he would got the exact same result." Yes, he would. However, would the kitten be happy, he would end up with a lot of potato. But what would he do with them? Cats don't eat potato. So in the end, even though he would have reached the same kind of success, he was never going to be able to enjoy the same kind of enjoyment that Mr. Smith, Mr. Johnson got. Because in the end, they were different, totally different creatures. So always keep in mind, it is good to watch and learn. It is good to uh, let other people lead by example. But in the end, every one of us have our own road that we must take our own machetes, take our own chainsaws, and use our own two hands and fight a path that is tailored especially for ourselves. I hope you have enjoyed uh, all the Johnny Tiger videos on this channel. I hope you enjoyed this little parting gift, a combination of Soul Search Sunday and Survival Saturday. Because I think if you take to heart the little moral of the story today, it can serve you really well, no matter if it's a point of interest when you're meditating or soul searching, or even something that can really help you when you are trying to learn your self defense, martial art, and anything else you may come across in life.